the soda pops. I've been trying to find. I want to give me some soda pops.
Well, I sent you to the. Did you go to? Are we live? Oh, look at that. Why does it go live so quick, but then it doesn't it takes forever to go off?
I don't know. It always seems like it has like a 5 second, and maybe because you know how that we got that delay process, and maybe it's trying to catch itself up. I don't know.
Maybe that's what's going on. What's going on, everybody? We are back at it with another Friday.
Another Friday, another fun day. A little sunnier today than I normally get because I know a lot of times we get a lot of rain and thunderstorms about this time of day. So hopefully that stays off for the next hour and 30 minutes or whatever we go till. But I know I've been looking for the soda pops, but I'm also thinking of starting to pre-order some of those Marvel zombies I keep talking about.
Yeah, I'm not going to pre-order the zombies. If I get a zombie, it's going to be because I found it out in the wild. I've just determined that that's just going to be that way that goes down. If I don't get one in person, it'll be in the wild.
Well, the ones I'm going to pre-order first, who, what, when, what's up, man? The ones I'm going to pre-order first are the exclusive ones. You know,
right.
like I want that Silver Surfer zombie. I think that to me is one of the coolest ones, and I want that Wolverine. I think it's the glow in the dark.
Look, I think the Wolverine is probably the coolest one. I think the Wolverine zombie is hands down the coolest one. And I'm a bigger Deadpool fan than I am Wolverine, so I'm still going to say that the Wolverine is the coolest one. What's going on, guys? Who will win? Bearded Barbarian, Fritter. Yeah, I hope I said that right. If I'm not, you can tell me I didn't say that right.
That Entertainment Earth Golden or Glow in the Dark Wolverine, that may be the first one I got to pre-order because I think that one's going to be very, very popular.
Look, I'm with you. That's a really awesome one. But you know they came out with those new 4 Funko sodas. Did you go to?
Yes, I saw it. Was it
Spectatic Plastics or?
I couldn't find it for some reason. I gotta hit up some. It kept giving me some weird items, and I know I've heard of it, and I've heard of other people doing mystery boxes from it, but for some reason the website didn't. It kept taking me to, because Funko has a line too called Fantastic Plastic or something like that.
Right. All right. Well, look, I don't want to disappoint you, but you might have missed it because when I ordered it from Entertainment Earth, it wasn't 4 hours later. They said they were sold out. I mean, okay. So it wasn't like it was there terribly long.
Well, the only thing I'm seeing so far is you got. Of course, I knew that this was going to happen, and I was looking on my phone earlier today, and where was I? I was actually going to show you. So I was trying to find some. I was like, man, I got to score something. And Amazon, you got some people that are selling. Like how much do they normally sell as it is?
What do you mean the sodas?
How much is each individual one?
So they're normally like $12 to $15.
Yeah, see, these guys are still upping. This one guy has them for two for $35 with free shipping, and it's the Batfink, the Rabbit and the Rabbit Crusader.
Yeah, I mean, so he upped the price a little. He didn't up it terrible. I don't think I would get either one of those, to be totally honest with you. I have a Rabbit. I have 2 of the Rabbit Crusaders. I was actually I don't chase hunt a whole lot, but I was chase hunting on that one, even though I didn't get it. I did order 2 of the Turtles, 2 of the Jokers, 2 of the Penguins, and I know that either you're going to be the one to tell me or somebody here is going to be the one to tell me what is with the Kiss guy, because they're not calling him. Well,
that's Gene Simmons.
I'm not that familiar with Kiss. Say what?
That one is that they purely just did Gene Simmons, which is, you know, within Kiss he's called the Demon. You got I think you got the Demon, you got the Star Child, which is Paul Stanley. You've got Spaceman, which is Ace Frehley, and you've got the Cat, which is oh God, what was the Cat? Who was the name of Peter Criss? Strangely, in my younger years, my teenage years, I was a huge Kiss fan, huge member of the Kiss Army.
Well, look, I knew somebody would tell me. It just said Demon, and I thought, well, who's the Demon in Kiss?
No, that would be Gene Simmons for sure. He is right there. What we got? The bearded Barbarian and Mysterio zombie looks cool. Now remember, there are two Mysterio ones. If I remember correctly, if I look back at my old notes, there's the regular one, but there's also the glow in the dark one that Walmart's going to get.
With the Mysterio.
And I'll tell you right now, if I get the glow in the dark Mysterio, I'm not ordering it through Walmart. I'll wait to see if I get it in the wild. Because I will not order from Walmart.
No, whatever you do, don't do that. Just save yourself the pain. I won't get any more Mysterios though, because the last Mysterios I got were slightly disappointing. One of them has a pretty good glow, but that was about it. I'm trying to who, what, when here. I keep reading this and I'm trying to figure out. He says, "I'm only in here for a bit, Wayne. I appreciate you coming. We appreciate you coming, not just me. We appreciate you coming." There we go. Now I can read it better. Hey, you must know I'm getting old. I was thinking about grabbing my glasses real quick, but then I didn't want people to realize how old I am.
So you must be talking about your video that you did earlier this week.
With the child. Okay, so yeah, I have the Boba Fett and the 10-inch child. Both. Well, let me be real with you. I have the Boba Fett. My daughter has the 10-inch child because anything Mandalorian, she compensates. It instantly becomes hers, and I'm okay with that. So I have the Boba Fett. She has the 10-inch child. They're still in the same household.
They at least, as long as they're still under the same roof, you're all
That's
good.
right. I mean, they're still in the same household.
Beta Ray, what's going on, man?
Yes, whatever you do, do not order your Funkos with groceries because it's not going to turn out well.
Don't do Walmart pickup unless that's the only thing. Actually, I bet you they'd even screw that up.
Yeah, well, I've heard horror stories of that too.
Yeah, and then don't get it shipped to your house either because it's gonna be in a not even a padded envelope. It's gonna be in just a bag.
Yeah.
Just don't. Just with Walmart, if you're gonna get a Walmart exclusive, just search for them in the wild.
Well, the best thing to do is to become friends with somebody at Walmart. Then you won't ever have that problem. Period. I'm sorry, I gotta fix this, or it's gonna run me crazy.
Well, you typically, at least my Walmart, I don't have problem finding the exclusives that came out because like this week, I know that a while back, like a month ago, they came out with the Wonder Woman 1989 Target exclusives, but all of a sudden for some reason I was at Walmart this week and they had like 20 of the 1989 Walmart exclusives.
Oh.
Which, to be honest with you, really only difference is the way her wings were set.
Right.
I think it was kind of weak for an exclusive, to be honest with you.
What do you mean, the Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman was really weak to be an exclusive. And do you have any of those? Because I'm just refusing to collect any of those.
No, I'm going back and forth with them. I mean, I almost grabbed it this week, but I was like, you know what? I don't know. I'm just... Again, it's for me, it's one, it's DC. Two, I'm not that excited about the movie to begin with. So,
right.
I'm more about finding the Black Widow pops at this point more than the Wonder Woman.
God, we have a lot of those here. So I guess there was a 10-inch Mandalorian holding the child. No, there's not. Y'all quit lying to me.
Said sorry, dude. I mean, he said Mandalorian holding child. That's
I don't believe you.
No, I guess I gotta see if I can pop this up.
You're gonna have to prove that one. I need proof. Because for some reason, so while Chris is doing that, let me throw this out here real quick. How are you getting your news as far as Funko goes? Because I found that my news is just really difficult to get anymore. It's almost like I am having to search Funko out to receive news of their company, which to me seems backwards. I mean, it seems really, really backwards. I mean, it seems like they should be providing me with a lot of information versus me having to go hunt it down. I still don't believe any of y'all. I'm in denial at this point. That is
check this out. That's a 10-inch.
That is pretty awesome. So where's that at?
I don't know. I didn't. Who's selling it? It's going to be for $34.99. Going to be released in October 2020. Pre-orders are already live and can be found located here. Where is here?
No, it's not. Y'all are all pulling my leg.
Entertainment Earth, your favorite friends of all, and they're releasing it at $29.99.
I'm about to go there right now. I bet it's not there. If it is, I guarantee you I'll have it pre-ordered. So y'all are pulling at my heartstrings when it comes to Mandalorian and Star Wars.
See, for you, that's your weakness.
Yeah, that's
everyone knows my weakness. I don't hide that one.
Everyone has one too. So, what are the new pre-orders you have? I have the sodas. Do you got any new pre-orders coming in?
Like I said, the only ones I really got going on is I'm thinking of focusing on the
pre-order.
Yeah. Well, Entertainment Earth has it for $5 less than what that article was talking about. So, to be honest with you, that is actually so cool that I might even consider it.
Well, So what about the Skeletor that just came out? Did you see that one?
The 10-inch one?
Yeah.
I did see it, and I actually think it is super cool.
Yeah.
And it's another one just like this one that I'm like, because to me that brings back my childhood. I mean, who didn't watch He-Man back in the day?
Well, I don't know. I don't. That sculpt to me, I think they should change the sculpt. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm with you on the Skeletor, the He-Man, because as kids I was all into that with my brother. But what they did is they took the exact same sculpt that they had back in, I want to say it's 2 years ago at one of the cons. One of them that jumped $100 and something a pop right now. Even back then, I mean, but now it's $130 a pop. It's in the 3.5. It's the exact same sculpt, the exact same color, the exact same everything, just in a 10-inch. I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, I just don't know how I feel about that.
We had the Gray Rat Fink Pop released today in the UK.
I'm not believing that either. Who, what, when? Me and you are gonna have to.
Didn't that release? Didn't we get a Rat Fink out here a couple months ago?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Well, the UK is behind us, and I think it was Who, What, When that was telling us that last week. That remember, because I said that the Tokyo Con was there. Hey Jose, how are you doing, bud? Remember I said the London Toy Con was there, and they come back and they were like, nope, they just telling us the ones we might be able to get, not the ones we have.
But I know we talked about pre-orders, guys. As far as the title goes, we do have, and trust me, it was not easy to locate. We are going to get into our topic for today, which is what has Funko not popped. And I did find a couple, and hopefully I didn't see anything. But if I'm wrong, I'm sure y'all will definitely hit me up on that. But before I get to that, I hope that y'all have, and again, I think Wayne and I already talked about this. I'm going to play a little bit for you, but I hope you guys have all seen that there is a new Bill and Ted first trailer for the third movie to come out. I don't know about you, but I have been excited about this since I heard about them filming it. Are you a Bill and Ted fan?
I am a Bill and Ted fan. I am.
I've been waiting for a trailer. I've been waiting for something, and I seen the trailer, and I am even more excited. So let me go ahead and show. And unfortunately, guys, I know we talked about this, and I know there's still some things we're starting figuring out. We could be right about this, we could be wrong about this, but we're only going to play about 15-second clip because there is something within the Fair Use Act, and we don't want the movie studios coming back at us taking down our video. So, and of course, Keanu's in. How are you going to do a Bill and Ted without Keanu? But here we go. Let me. I'm going to pop this up on the big screen right here, and let's check this thing out. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this.
I mean, so this looks like it's going to be interesting.
I want to try to get to a certain point right here. Look how old these guys look.
Yeah, they've aged, that's for sure. All
right.
Here's the funny part. I guess I did not realize all that time that Bill and Ted, one of them was Keanu Reeves.
You didn't know what?
I guess I didn't realize that. I mean, it's he looks a lot different now than he did back then.
That was one of Keanu's very first movies.
Now I know. Now I know. So it looks interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they play it out, right?
Yeah, and again, guys, we only played a 50-second clip. If you have not seen the whole trailer, I recommend to go and see the whole trailer because it is fantastic. Yes, they look old, but I don't care. The only thing we're gonna miss out of this is I can't remember the dude's name, but of course it was played by George Carlson, and of course he's dead, so he can't really play that character again.
And so I'll have to go check it out when we get off of here today. I will definitely have to go check that one out. So what's funny though is after we got off the phone the other day, and because I was being a little negative about being able to find Funkos that they haven't made, because I've tried to do this before. I mean, I genuinely have tried to do this before. So we got off the phone and I went to hunting, and I bet I found hundreds that I could sit here and go over that they haven't made.
Really?
Once I read an article, it made it a little easier, right? Because so I could sit down and say, I wonder if they made this one. Go to the Funko app, look his name up, see if it's ever been made. I mean, you could go to the Funko app, look up the movie Friday. There's nothing made. I mean, so once I read an article, it made it pretty easy on how I could find them.
That is, then you got better. I mean, I've got a list of about 8. I found about 8 so far, and like I said, it wasn't that easy to find. Some that I'm actually rather surprised about, and some that, man, if they did make a pop, I'd jump all over it, to be honest with you. So go ahead with your first one. What do you have?
My first one. So I'm gonna say Smokey from Friday.
Oh, that's a good point.
They do not have a Smokey from Friday. I know this because not only did I look it up, I personally then checked to make sure that there was no Smokey from Friday.
That is a good point. Did not even think about that because he was a good character.
Yeah, there's an Ice Cube. There's no Debo. There's no Smokey. There's no Ezel. They should make a Friday line.
Well, did they do? No, they did.
No,
they did an Ice Cube one. I thought, didn't they?
Right,
or
they
just did
a rock star, right? He's in the rock line. He's not in a movie line.
So yeah, they never did the whole Friday series at all. In fact, I know that I recently read an article that, and this came out after the guy who played Ice Cube's dad in the movie had recently passed away, and Ice Cube has actually been working on a script for another next Friday.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I just recently learned that Ice Cube wrote those. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, not the first one, not the very first one. The ones after that.
Okay.
Ice Cube was a co-creator of it, from what I understand, and but that's the only thing I can get from it. But like I said, the first one he was invited into it, and that makes a good point. I never thought about that one.
Look, I could go on and on and on and on here. I mean, once I started finding them, it became easy.
Now, again, guys, in the chat over there, if you guys think of any characters out there that you would like to see pop that has not been popped yet, comment, let us know. The first one I found that I thought was kind of interesting was Avatar. Now, I think I think that's yet to be happen because there's supposed to be 4 more Avatars coming up starting next year.
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. Well, the movies I know for a fact. There's 4 more Avatars, and Cameron was making them all at the same time. Right. So that's why it's been so long. And so there are more movies coming out. So I'm going to assume once the movies come out, that's when you're going to see the other Avatars, or maybe Avatar Pops possibly coming out.
Yeah, I guess I didn't ever think about the Avatars. I'm not real sure how they would do them though.
2 10-inch ones, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty awesome, but how would they do a 6-inch pop of an Avatar? Don't forget Big Worm. Yeah, Big Worm would be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, Big Worm would be cool. I mean, just a Debo one nonetheless. But I mean, could you make a Funko Pop Debo with like a weird eye?
I think you could.
That would be awesome. All right, so I got 7. What's your next one?
All right, you on my next one? I got to figure out how I'm going to do this and what order I'm going to do this because I have some really good ones, and then I have some that I'm like, so I'll come in with this one.
Actually, Fritter just made a good point. I just saw that. That would be funny.
That would be a good one. That's definitely a good one. So let's see. All right, so I'll stick with my theme that I have right now so far. So Cheech Chong, Cheech Martinez and Tommy Chong, they've both been turned into adorbs, so they have dorbs. There's no pop.
When they did are you sure? I'm sure they did a pop.
No pops. There's dorbs, so they have them in the little dorby guys, little bitty things.
Would they do it to try to promote Dorbs? Because Dorbs is kind of weak as it is.
I don't know, but they have them in the Dorbs. They don't have them in a pop. I looked those up personally too.
I did not think about that, especially as iconic of characters that those two are. That we have not had. We have not had Funkos of those.
You would think that they would like have them on there, right? I mean.
Well, you know, I just got something in my head. It would be absolutely awesome, especially since they do all those little movie scenes or those vehicles. Do a Cheech and Chong with the pot van.
With the what?
Do you remember that in one of I can't remember which movie it was, but they drove a van that was made of pot, basically.
Right, where it's up in smoke. That's up in smoke, where the truck's on fire and everybody behind them's like getting blazed out.
They should do the van, man.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's so many iconic movies from that. So many iconic moments from those movies they could do, like where they're in the car and he's like, "You probably should pull over, man. How fast are you going?" And he's like, "I'm parked."
It's been so long since I watched that, and I'm gonna have to. I might even have to go back and watch those again. Those are fantastic.
That's one of my favorite scenes from the movie, where he tells him, he says, "I think I'm gonna let the window down," and he says, "Weigh the anchor." How much does the anchor weigh? I don't know. I forgot.
Oh, that's a classic movie. That's a classic movie.
That's one of my favorite parts. The cop tells him to pull over. He says, "I'm already pulled over, sir."
Wow, there has to be some sort of license. Now, if you got a license for a George, what? Yeah, I would put for I would go to Funko and say you got to do a Cheech and Chong pop.
Oh, it's funny you said that. So let me bring this up because I was going to bring this up at some point. You can actually go to Funko's website. I wrote it down somewhere. So it's Funko Figures and Product Submissions. It's a really, really simple form. It's like your name, your email, and which one do you want to recommend being made. So they actually have a spot on their webpage so you can go in there and say, "I want this one made." Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I'm sure if they got enough requests to make one thing, then, it's obvious that they're going to make that one thing, right? And we probably don't have enough, amongst all of us together and then even some more. I mean, we probably don't have enough pull, but if there was lots and lots and lots of want for one thing, I mean, they would get enough requests that I'm sure they would make it. Are you looking?
Oh, yeah. I was looking at a couple different things, but I was actually just sorry. I'm doing my Funko thing, and I actually found that I could pre-order the Demon soda pop now, and I'm actually sorry. I'm buying pops while we talk because I just saw that they had it available, and I have to jump on it.
Hey, man,
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh man, that's such a good movie. Or the part where he's fumbling around in his pocket. He says, "Nope, that's my dick." And he pulls out this little bitty. Oh man, I hope it's bigger than that, man.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh guys, that is my favorite.
So many classics from that movie. What else we got here?
All time. So who do you have number 2 on your list?
You know what? One that I was surprised on, Toxic Avenger.
Who?
Do you remember Toxic Avenger?
Apparently not.
He came out in the 90s. I might have to find a picture real quick. Toxic Avenger, and he's a weird. He's a mutated. Wait, hold on. I was looking. Okay, no, actually, I was looking this up earlier, and I was like, they don't have this, and I couldn't find anything of it. It almost was that they don't show the front. They show a box of a Toxic Avenger, but there's nothing on here that shows an actual pop Toxic Avenger. So it's almost like somebody had handmade this thing. But Toxic Avenger was this really, I mean, wait, Entertainment Earth does have something. No, they've got the action figures. Let me pop this one up on the screen real fast. All right, here we go.
Unuseful. Hey, bud. Jason, hey.
Like so you have like these weird Toxic Crusader, Junkyard, but kind of same thing. But Toxic Avenger, it was back in the 90s. It kind of came around during the whole Garbage Pail Kids era. This is a picture. It's kind of, I guess it was considered more of a horror movie, but you know, I think it would be great to see them do something like that. But the only thing I've been able to find, and again, guys, tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. But only thing I've been able to see is like a side of a box that said Toxic Avenger, but I have not been able to find the actual an actual image of the pop itself. So let me know if it's rare or not. But I would jump all over that.
So check out Fritter's comment down there.
How about American Pie Pops? They doing it.
Check out what the taste would be. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one too. I mean,
hold on, I gotta pop that one up here. Sorry, Fritter, I gotta put that's just funny right there.
So then I got a couple of them that are kind of like, I'm gonna just say what they are and then skip over them pretty quick. So Snake from Escape from New York, that's one of them.
Yeah, I had that one.
All right. How about this one, Jackie Chan? So there has never been a Jackie Chan pop. Now you have Bruce Lee, you have Chuck Norris, you have all kinds of other people that are in that same that same.
What's going on, Elizabeth?
Demographic, I guess is demographic. I guess is what we would say. But there is no Jackie Chan. So for whatever reason, they have not got a license agreement with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, and that would have to be something with him himself, because I think he owns most of the characters he does.
Right.
But that I did see something about that. Didn't make my list. I thought that had to have been wrong. There had to have been something. The other one that I had that I was real surprised on, and you know, since we were talking about Keanu of all things, Point Break, Johnny and Bodie.
Who?
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the original Point Break?
No.
Oh, come on. One of Keanu's earliest movies. They did a remake about I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. It wasn't very good, but the original Point Break was awesome. Colossal, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, here you go. Real quick. Sorry. That just made me laugh.
That just to myself. That's kind of what distracted me while you were talking. I read it and smiled and kept going. What's next on your list?
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. They don't have Twilight Zone? I would think they'd have like everything Twilight Zone.
I couldn't find anything about Twilight Zone at all. I mean, even the image of the classic. I can't remember the guy's name, but the classic guy that would always, you know, kind of, he was like the narrator for the opening of it, and have a black and white version of him, I think would be awesome. But I couldn't find anything of it.
Okay, I mean, I could see that. There's a lot of other ones that I think they should make. Fire Marshal Bill.
I'm not familiar with that.
Carey played Fire Marshal Bill, and
Saturday Night Live. No, that was Saturday Night Live. That was in Living Color.
Let me tell you something.
And if you're going to go that route, then of course you can't exclude Homie Don't Play That.
They don't have one of him neither. Homie Don't Play That. They could have all kinds of chase versions of Homie.
Come on, back in the 90s, I watched in Living Color more than SNL.
Yeah,
because you had Jim Carrey, you had the Wayans brothers. Yep. To me, Living Color was the show.
Yeah.
And SNL couldn't even keep up. The only thing that they get me that kept SNL into it back then was Chris Farley.
Well, see, they had Chris Farley.
They've had Chris Farley, and I have seen the Chris Farley ones. We're shooting the air. Okay. Yeah, in Living Color Pops, I think that would be absolutely awesome if they did some classic characters from In Living Color. And I think that, especially in some of the weigh-in stuff, they're great in their own respect there. But another one.
Before you call it, did you see that they're doing an 80 year of like Bugs Bunny?
Yes, I did. And they have like one with him in the was it the fruit hat that he's known for, and I can't remember the others, but I did, and I'm actually interested.
Well, they got the artisan edition where it's got like the paint that's all wild, like some of them they've done here recently. I think I'm going to start collecting all of the artisan editions. I just picked up that Jack Skeleton. I think I'm going to try and pick this one up too.
Well, the artisan editions, I think they did. I mean, the only one that I can really come off the top of my head is all those Star Wars ones that they did, and I think that was an incredibly popular and creative thing that they did with those. Unfortunately, I never got my hands on one of them yet. But when it comes to Pops, it's always yet, because you can always get your hands on it some way, shape, or form somewhere. Man, useful. You already took my next one, Adam, before I could even get to it. Fresh Prince of Pops.
They don't have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Pops?
No.
Are you sure? That seems so hard to believe too. How are they missing like as many like? I don't know how are they missing them all.
I don't know, and especially since Will Smith started that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air clothing line where they took iconic patterns and stuff from the show and actually made a clothing line. You can actually buy like a shirt or even a jacket that looks like his school jacket that was inside out.
That's pretty cool.
It is widely popular. But I mean, especially being Will Smith, I would think that they should have had a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air line. I think that was good, especially at Carlton. If you could some way make a pop of Carlton dancing, I mean that would be awesome.
The Carlton Shuffle.
Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out Bearded Barbarian. What were they selling?
Futuras. What is Futuras? And who, what, where, or who, what, when? Mission Impossible. I haven't seen any, but to be honest with you, I mean, does anyone really want a pop of Tom Cruise?
I don't.
I don't either.
It's gonna be awesome. It's not on my list of like pops that I'm going to go after.
Tom Cruise is a weird dude in his own right. Family Matters pops. Would you go after an Urkel pop?
No, I wouldn't. That's another one I wouldn't go after. No, I don't see myself going after that one.
I think it's an interesting prospect, but for me, I wouldn't go after it.
All right, so do they have Monster Pops?
A Munster?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Munsters. In fact, I have one of them.
I know that they have Addams Family.
Yes, they have. I have Herman Munster, in fact, up here on the wall.
I can't pronounce what he's saying or something. I mean, I'm missing something in that.
Who for Beard and Bar? Those Futura Pops are being sold. All right, now he's making me have to go look this thing up.
Yeah, he's making me wonder what he's saying.
Funko Pops Future. You mean Futurama?
Oh, that's what they're calling that. Look, you're using.
Oh, okay.
Look. My buddy Bearded Barbarian, you're using words that are way past our education level.
Those are the artist ones. Those are the artist ones. Okay, sorry.
You're gonna have to talk to me like I'm stupid. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Hey, most people do that to me anyway, so I'm all good.
I prefer it. The 3C, the C3PO. That's a pretty awesome. And to be totally honest, I will probably pick that one up. Now I'm gonna.
This one right here, I had to show it real quick. This was actually my favorite, and I would like to get my hands on this one because I thought it was super awesome. That one was my favorite.
I was not into that one at all. There's something about that. No, it's something about that like leopard or zebra just didn't work for me.
Well, here's what gets me, because I used to have a job where I did AutoCAD, and right. I'm one of those weird OCD type of person that likes straight lines for everything. And you would think an OCD person that's got to have things nice and straight would really not like this. But this feeds onto my other half of my brain that goes, I want chaos.
Right.
And
it doesn't
that's
do that
why I like it.
Doesn't do that for me at all. Not even a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what's slightly disappointing about the Artisan Edition. Now, I think I'm going to collect it because I found that I kind of like the look, and I think that they'll all look really cool together on a shelf, maybe all together or something, where they're just all wilded out. But I wish that they were more random. Okay, so I wish that what they did is handed it to the person that's painting it and said, "This is the general paint that I want you to use. Do whatever you want."
Yeah.
I mean, because to me that would have made it a little bit more personal, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Now I don't have any of those. If you guys have any of those, do the artists get a point where they get to sign? There's an artist signature on there.
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I think that would be pretty awesome. Perry, what's going on, man? He says I'm using AutoCAD right now.
I'm sorry.
You're a comic guy. What are you using AutoCAD for, man?
I am really, really sorry.
You know what? I because I used AutoCAD every day.
Hold on a second. Have a good night. Have a good night, bud. We appreciate you tuning in. We know it's like 12:30 over there.
Oh yeah, over in London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, I think I used AutoCAD for like 2 or like 5 years from this job I had, and you just kind of get repetitive with it. And I was one of those weird guys, at my job, they called me weird because I had the black screen on there. Oh, your truss design. Oh, that's pretty awesome. I used to get because I used to do fire sprinkler drawings. So we used to get like truss drawings in order to know where we had to fit our sprinkler pipe through. And we used to make 3D models of them. So we knew, how to make proper turns and stuff. But we, you get to it and it'd always be a black screen. And I had to have the lights in my office turned off. And I had one lamp behind my monitor. So I had some light. But if the main lights in the office were on, man, it would put a glare on the screen. It'd annoy the crap out of me. And so I was one of those weird guys that basically worked in the dark.
There's lots of really cool programs out there now, and I'm wondering what program he's using. So I use a CAD program to design stuff and then print it in 3D. So
you could do that with AutoCAD as well. You can AutoCAD will go 3D, and that's just straight AutoCAD. Now the licensing of it, I thought about after I left that job. I thought about going freelance, but man, the licensing for AutoCAD to have on your own is ridiculous.
Well, check this out. You can get Tinkercad for free. It's designed for students and stuff like that. I use it all the time. I mean, it works for what I'm trying to do. It's pretty cool. Let's get back onto our subject, though.
Yes, we've got off subject. So the next one I got is Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
I was a big Seinfeld fan back in the day. I was a kid when that thing was coming on, and I still laughed my butt off. I mean, come on. The Soup Nazi, we need a Soup Nazi Funko Pop. Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know if that's one I would go after. So let me throw one of them in there that I don't know that I would go after neither. Whoopi Goldberg. So there's not any Whoopi Goldberg pops neither, which is odd to me because they have the whole like the Dirty Dancing and Ghost with whatever his name is that the females back then liked so much. So they have those pops, but they don't have a Whoopi Goldberg pop. So
but see, to me, I kind of put those right up there with the Tom Cruise pops. Do we really need them?
I don't know that I need it. That's why I said I'd throw it out there. That was a pretty simple one to throw out there. There's a Predator scene that I think they should use as a movie moment.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I did see something about that because I saw someone was talking about a Predator scene with. If I'm wrong, I read an article. Someone talked about they want to see a Predator scene of something within the jungle, like almost seeing the heat sensing.
I don't know about that one, but there's a scene in that movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger and the other actor are giving each other a handshake, and they do this like they grab each other's hands. So it's like
I gotta go back and watch it then.
Well, it's a handshake up here, so they call it Dutch and Dylan is their names. So it's a famous handshake. You'll see it. Look that up, and that's all you need to look up. So I think they should do that movie moment from Predator.
That'd be probably pretty cool. Hey Perry, if you're still on here, I got a great Perry reacts video. Do the Predator, man. And mind you, going back to Perry, what you're doing there with AutoCAD, man, that's sophisticated. You are a smart man. I've tinkered with stuff like that, and that is hard to do. So smart man right there with what you're doing. But the Dylan, you son. What? I have no idea what Perry's talking about. Oh, the muscle handshake. That's what you must be talking about.
Yeah.
Is that almost like if you did like an old school Bash Brothers type pop where they were both kind of,
Yeah, it would be a lot like that. Yeah.
Wait, Perry, did you do a Predator video on Monday already? Because did I miss that one? Oh, okay. Okay, now it makes it again. Maybe I haven't seen Predator in so long. It's probably been a good 15 years since I've seen Predator. But he did it. Perry's on his thing. Handshake is when Dylan says, "You son of a b."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go watch that now because I can't get the image in my head.
I think I see that Bearded Barbarian over here says that Rambo pops. I thought there was a Rambo pop.
I thought there was too.
Are we missing Rambo pops? Because I thought
they did a line when he did that last one. I could have sworn. Now you gotta make me look this up again. There's a Rambo
look something up right after that as well. How about horror pops? Right. So.
I like me horror pops, man.
Right. So everybody likes the horror stuff, right? So you got Jason, you've got the Chainsaw Massacre, you have all the iconic ones that everybody just runs behind, right? What about the Saw? Is there a Saw pop?
Yes. They have. There's one with Billy, the classic little puppet, and there's actually some of those. I think there's a Billy that's actually worth a couple $100. He's actually really expensive. No, actually, if you watch, what is his name? Bearded Pops. He actually pulled one. He had a $500 mystery box. He pulled a Billy that is trending at $500.
Okay.
I just did see that. The Thing. Ooh, that could be interesting. And now, hold on. We're talking The Thing. Now, are we talking John Carpenter's The Thing, or are we talking The Thing from Addams Family?
I think that could get tricky, right? As to what thing you were talking about.
I mean, that's the only two things I could think of. But I mean, like I said, you got John Carpenter's, but I mean, a weird pop of a hand from Addams Family. I mean, that could be kind of interesting.
I don't think I've ever seen that one either.
Now, Bearded Barbarian has something here. I was looking at for this Rambo. The only thing that you can find of Rambo that's a Funko are custom ones.
So you're not seeing a regular. I believe him. If there's not one, there's not one.
There's not one produced by Funko, but there's ones that people have had made for custom ones. Like here, let me show this one up real quick.
I don't know if I count that as being made.
Well, it's not. Okay, it's not. It's not licensed.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Check this out. And it's actually, to me, as a custom, it's not that great, but
I think that's the problem with a lot of customs is they're not that great. Am I the only one that notices that when it comes to the customs? They not be that great. And the funny thing is, I don't really understand because I do a little bit of that stuff myself, and I've been painting since I was a little kid. I don't understand what the problem is because the Funkos are not that hard to take apart. So if I was going to create a custom pop, I would get a few different pops, take them apart, and then put back together how I wanted it, and then just simply repaint it. So I'm just confused I'm confused on why people have such a hard time with it. And there's actually one of them on Instagram that I started following not too long ago, and I can't remember her name, but she's pretty good at making custom pops. But it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything that I find to be stand out when it comes to custom pops. To be honest with you, I don't think it's there, and I almost think that they kind of lower the quality of it from their production line.
Well, that's the part I'm confused about. It is okay. So I think me and you were talking about it, and I know me and the Dead Skeleton were talking about it. I'm gonna sit down and I figured out a couple of different pops I could take apart to make a Lion King. Not Lion King. I said that wrong. Tiger King is what the hell was his damn name? What was that hillbilly's name on that show? Everybody knows him. Got Carol Baskins. Was it Tiger King?
Oh,
it had to be Tiger King. Anyways,
I know what you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
I found a few different pops that you could actually take apart, put back together as one pop. Now, I'll have to sit down and repaint it, but I'm going to tell you, you would not be able to tell the difference by the time I'm done. I mean, because I'll whip my airbrush out and have it painted in no time flat.
But yeah. I think the guy would ask for so much money for the licensing, but I would actually, I would be halfway interested to see a Tiger King line of Funko Pops. I think it would be
I'm going to make one. That's it.
But going back to Perry's, John Carpenter's the thing is what he was talking about. I think the only one that I would think about if you went to John Carpenter's the thing is if you actually, it'd be cool to try to figure out how you could do it, but you make a pop of the actual alien that you see at the end before it. I mean, that could be another headless one because they chop his head off.
Maybe.
Could be something there.
Let's see what we have down here.
Saw. Now, Fritter, I agree with you. Saw could be cool, even though they've done Billy. But I think that they could do a really cool horror line with some of the scenes from Saw. But I think that would borderline somewhere on some of those really intense McFarlane type of toys that's come out before, where McFarlane's had those really weird, demonic, creative toys that he's come out with. They're incredibly detailed, but it'd be interesting. But I don't think Funko wants to go that horror direction.
I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of all thumbs. Well, I try. Look, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make a video of me doing it because I sit down and thought about some pops that I could take apart to make one pop. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot new come from Funko in a while. I think me and you were talking the other day, right, where they've laid off over half of their staff so far. I mean, so over half of Funko's staff right now is laid off.
Yeah, but a lot of their things, I mean, from what we thought was dying, like the soda pops, and then they keep bringing out more soda pops. I mean, yes, they're like 6 months out before they're going to be released, or 4 months out, but they still seem to be the lines seem to keep coming out, but they're just being pushed out.
They're much slower than they were before. They've really slowed down their production a whole lot, and I don't know what that's going to look like for us in the future, but I don't expect them to. I don't expect them to make new things tomorrow. I think that the stuff we'll see is like what we're seeing now. That's just pushed way back. Now it's new right now, right, and it's relevant right now, but it won't be in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that that's what we're going to see coming from them, at least for a while. Like everybody's trying to get over the whole like pandemic and the stay at home. So I mean, I think it's going to take them a year, just like it's going to take Disney. I mean, it's going to take everybody some time to bounce back from it.
Well, I think too is you're going to have a lot of pops that, like I said, I think the one that comes off the top of my head that, Pop had planned for it to come out. It should have come out at the perfect time. And then because of this whole pandemic, the actual movie got completely pushed back. So it really threw off the whole pop line. And that was Black Widow. Black Widow got pushed back to November, but Pop already had their production going for it. So they just decided we're going to put it out anyways. And to me, I think they missed a bigger mark on the Black Widow pops. I mean, that's just like that Marvel Core Collector's Core box that I opened up. I think they said, well, we already have it made. We're just going to put it out. We already have it ordered. We're just going to put it out. But I think it would have been a bigger hit had the movie been out.
Right, and I think they went ahead and released everything like you said. They already had it. They needed to release it. So I think that's what happened there. And there's a whole lot of that stuff still at my Walmart. There's a whole lot of that whole like Black Widow stuff still there, and no one's getting behind it because they haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, you know that's what's going on. Going back to the horror line, Happy Death Days. Did you ever seen a Happy Death Days pop? That's where the whole baby like.
Oh yeah, I have. I'm thinking the baby face, but I can't think if I've seen a pop for that. And to answer one quick question, real quick, unuseful. This is one thing. I think where you're seeing this because I was talking about Perry Comics being on there. That some people maybe not be able to see the chat. You got to remember when Wayne and I do these lives, we actually have a stream that goes to each one of our channels. So you could be on, if you brought up from Wayne's channel, you're in the chat from there. If you're in, although I think they should be connected.
I would think they are, but apparently they're not. And
actually, rethinking that, I got to rethink that to see, and I might have to view. So, guys, if you, because Perry, I don't know if Perry came in through my chat or my video, but comment down below if you went in through Wayne's, if you're seeing Perry's or you're seeing some other ones that we're bringing up. I'm bringing up people's information, and they should show up on both. But real quick, Perry, if you are still on, I know that you're a big comic book guy, and I thought about this late. What Marvel or superhero pops are out there that they have not made into a pop yet? Because there's a billion characters, and I thought about this late, and I didn't really get much into it as far as research, but okay, Bearded Barbarian just said they are not connected. Okay, I didn't know that.
You know, I instantly knew what the problem was when he said he couldn't see it.
I didn't realize they weren't connected because we see everybody's. We see from both channels on our screen, so we see all the comments from each one. But I did not know that. So hey, thank you guys. Maybe we'll have to look into seeing how to connect those later on. So thanks for the info.
Bearded Barbarian made a valid point there.
Right here.
Do you think that they would actually cancel? That's a question I'm going to ask you. Do you think they would actually cancel your pre-order in the event they didn't feel like they sold enough? I don't think that they would.
I don't think that they cancel. I think that they would push it out further.
That's what I think would happen. I think that it would end up like my 10-inch child. I ordered that 10-inch child December 19th of last year, December 20th, one of those days of last year, and I just got it like a week ago. I mean, so I think that they would keep pushing it back forever. I mean, until they either got enough sold or you just got tired and canceled your pre-order.
Yeah.
Which is kind of tough because you kind of forget when they're that far out.
Or you just get like me when I did my Loot Crate one. I ordered it 9 months ago and I just completely forgot about it.
Like I said, it happens. They get so far out, you forget about them. I think I have, and I say this I think every Friday. I have the Biggie album pre-ordered, and it keeps getting pushed back. Every time I look at it, it goes back another month. It goes back another month. It goes back another month. And I almost want to cancel it, but then at the same time, I got that whole fear of that I'll miss out, so I just don't cancel it.
Yeah, and in fact, that whole point there is Bearded Pop and myself were talking about this recently, just through some replies, and that's what we feel with the Marvel Collector Cores. Now, the one before this that had the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Black Panther pop in it, I mean, it was a decent box, but to me, the quality of what they had, multiple months ago was that they were just better as far as what you got in the box, but. And I would think about, okay, maybe I'll stop my subscription until they start coming back up. But then you have that fear of, well, if I cancel now the next month's going to be even better. So it's like, well, it's $30. I'll just keep it going, see what we keep getting, and going from there.
Right. Well, they're playing that fear of missing out. I mean, that's what they're doing. So just like example, have you noticed that like this last week we didn't have any Funko exclusives? Then this week they leaked like 2 really weak exclusives, or at least I feel like they were weak. Maybe everybody else don't feel like they were weak. I feel like they were 2 really weak Funko Shop exclusives. That Skeletor sold out, I know, and I know someone popped that heat. How are you doing, bud? And I know that's what people are going to say. Well, the Skeletor sold out. Well, it only sold out on Funko. I can go to every other site, Entertainment Earth, Big Apple Collectibles, Fantastic Plastics. I can go to any of those sites right now and order that 10-inch pop, which means they ordered 50,000 and Funko said, "Oh, we're sold out." I mean, so
I'm right there with you. I mean, even you talk about the exclusive they brought out today. I don't know if any of you guys got your email from Funko, if you get your emails from them, but I'm sorry, but the Pop Rides,
I'm not ordering a Care Bear. Not for $40.
Care Bear, Share Bear for $40.
$40.
That thing better be 10-inch if it's going to be for $40.
No,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a Pop Ride. It's like the Easy E Pop Ride. It's like 5.5 or 5.7, whatever they called it, inches. I don't know how to measure like that. I only know how to measure like inches, quarters, and halves. I don't know how to do like the whole like point whatever. But I
mean, come on. You look at this website. You can order Notorious B.I.G. 10-inch pop.
Yeah.
For $30.
Yep.
But yet a Care Bear Rides pop is going for $40. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
You're a Barbarian. I would if it was decent price, I would actually get it for my daughter, but not for $40. Right. You are never going to see the value of that pop back at $40. I'm sorry.
All right, so I'm not that into the Care Bears. This is what I'm going to say. I would not knock you if you were. Okay, so if Chris come to me one day and says, "Man, I really like these Care Bears," I wouldn't yuck something he likes because I really like the Trolls. And when I tell people I like the Trolls, you should see the look on some people's faces. When I say, I like these Trolls, they look at me like I've lost my mind.
Okay, I actually had a funny incident happen earlier this week. I know that some of you guys watch it and some of you guys don't. But usually every day during the week, there's a gentleman from I can't remember his name right now. And I usually watch. He goes on about 12:30, and Discovery Bay Comics. He does like this cool show and everything like that. And my daughter came up and was watching the show, and he had a My Little Pony Brony shirt on. Now, when I first heard of bronies, that's when I stopped getting to the point where I'm like, I'm not judging anymore. Whatever y'all want to do. I mean, the whole brony thing still seems a little odd to me. But, hey, to each his own. But what's funny was she came up to me and she saw him. He was wearing a brony T-shirt. And she goes, "Why is that guy wearing a girl's shirt?" I said, "Honey, that it's not a girl's shirt. It's actually a men's shirt." But I stopped myself. I said, "You know what? It's too long of a story for me to get into of why that's a men's shirt. So we're gonna walk away from that topic altogether."
I'm gonna help you out from this point on. When you get that question, you look at her and you say, "Babe, some people's style is a little different than our style, and he must really be into that, and that's okay." And you keep going, even if that's not what you believe. You keep going. I mean, it's just. So, look, I learned a long time ago it's just easier to do things like that than it was to try, like you said, to try and explain, "Hey, babe, let me no, look, he might really like you, babe."
And JB, if you're on here or you see the replay of this at all, you put me in one of those weird, almost birds and the bee type conversations to have with my daughter. I did not know where to even go with that at first when she brought that up, and I was just like, okay.
Well.
Let's just
this one.
We'll talk about that another time.
So, and what I was saying is, I wouldn't yuck what somebody else thought was cool. I have honestly thought about getting my hands on the My Little Ponies.
Yeah, I mean, I get them just because my kids are big into them. But right now, my kid, all my daughter wants for Pops, and because of course I've been starting to collect more Pops. She wants all the princesses. That's all she wants.
There was some really cool My Little Ponies that came out. And then I seen another company was making the what do they call them, designer toys. They were making these designer My Little Ponies. And I'm going to tell you, they almost had me sold. Now, I won't start collecting them because that's just something else to add to my collection. And I don't need anything else to add to the collection like we've said many times. But.
Exactly.
It's still pretty awesome. I mean, if that's what someone wants to collect, that's what they want to collect.
Why not?
On a Care Bear ride, though.
No. That one, I think when I saw that email come through, I'm like, I was like, you're freaking kidding me. This is ridiculous. Kenneth and Yeslu, what's happening, guys? Thank you for coming to the chat.
Well, honestly, when I seen that, I thought, man, this ride must have like some artisan. It must be a little bigger. it must be a limited run. Because I thought, well, maybe there's only 1,000 of them. If there's only 1,000 of them, I'll buy one just for the limited run.
I agree with you on that one. No, it's just a basic exclusive, and I did not get it. I did not get it at all. I'm sorry.
So that tells me that we're about to start seeing a price increase.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of sucks, but I do agree with you on that one.
That tells me that sure enough, we're going to see a price increase coming down, or they wouldn't have done that. My Easy E ride, I want to say it was $24. 24, yeah, that sounds right. It was like
and most of the rides that I've seen in the past are usually about $24. So, guys, comment for the guys that are big pop guys. Let us know what you think. Is this Care Bear $40 ride an indicator of Funko increasing their prices? Do you think that's where this is going to take it?
I'd say that it's a very strong indicator that that's what's going to happen. But they still dropped 2 really weak exclusives this week. So this is. I'm going to say that, and then my prediction is going to be that next week's going to be some really strong exclusives that are going to fall out. I mean, that's going to be my thoughts on that, is that next week we'll see some really strong ones. If not next week, the week after. But I think here close, we're going to see some strong exclusives drop.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of them that are kind of in the works on the back pages of stuff that you know, you don't know if they're true or not true, or maybe they're true. The back pages of the internet that you probably shouldn't even be like strolling on Instagram anyways, but you somehow fell down the rabbit hole and ended there anyways, and you're suddenly looking at these pops that are not in existence, and someone's telling you that they're going to be. If some of them that I've seen are true, we're going to see some strong exclusives coming out.
And I to be honest with you, I hope we do. Because I think over the past month, their exclusive lines, I mean, other than that one, what was that one pop that sold the Kraken? Since the Kraken, they haven't come up with squat.
That was a strong exclusive that I missed, and it's okay. You can't get them all, right? Or at least exactly. You can't get them all, and I missed it, and that's okay.
Had I known that would have been that big of a, I would have jumped on it right away. I was considering it, but I hesitated, and unfortunately I didn't get on it. But
so the bearded barbarian over here, he says that the rides take up more space than the 10-inch. That kind of is. They take up as much space as the 10-inch. I will agree with that. They take up as much space as a 10-inch pop. Now there's not as much plastic. They're not nearly as big. Now I don't know how much work goes into them, and that's something that you have to take into consideration. Just because the plastic's not there, maybe that the person spent an extra hour working on it, right? I mean, so maybe it tied somebody up an hour longer than the other one, right? Because in the other one, I just take my airbrush, I zip through it real quick, put some lines on it, and done. Maybe this one I had to bring a brush out, and I had to hand do some stuff, and it just took a while to get it. So maybe it took longer to make it. I don't see that in the Care Bear pop. I'm gonna like tell you in advance, it didn't take that long to make it. They're just taking they're raising the prices up on us.
Now, going back to that topic, you know, we got Yeslu saying here. He says, "I'd say so, especially with the layoffs." Yep. And then Pop T, I can see this to a point. Says he reckons so, but maybe the franchise is the reason for price. Now, as far as the Care Bear franchise, they've had Care Bears out for a long time, and they even have an exclusive, the Care Bear America, out that's on the website that can be bought now, and it's their normal price, $15. Yeah, this is the first one that I've seen that's out of price of what they normally is, because their rides typically sell for about $25. All
right, so that means that's about a $15 raise, right? I mean, they took it up $15, so that means that we'll probably see a $15 raise on your 10-inch pops. We'll see an increase on your smaller pops. I mean, that's what it tells me now. I mean, nobody it's not Chicken Little. The sky's not falling. Don't get excited. I mean, it may happen. It may not happen. It like I was reading one of the comments say that it could just be a test. It really could just be a test.
And I posted it up here, Beard Bar. I'm hoping this is a test.
Yeah,
I'm hoping this is a test, and I hope they get backlash from this, because I think that's ridiculous.
Well, I don't think they did the test right, and so I don't know. We'll see. It's flawed. Whatever there. Maybe they put it wrong.
Pop T, I think the last, as far as my recollection, the last strong exclusive they had was the Kraken.
That was the last strong. But look, there's some really cool ones. I've seen some Freddy. I've seen some Freddies that they were advertising in the back pages, like I said, of Instagram, that no one should ever end up on. You just shouldn't end up on those. How you fall down that rabbit hole of search somehow that brings you to this strange corner that almost starts to creep you out. Instagram. Somehow I fall in that rabbit hole sometimes. I mean, I hope I'm not the only one that somehow clicks on something and next thing you know, you're in some strange like world of Instagram.
No, you get sucked in. You can totally get sucked in of it.
Next thing you know, you're asking yourself what you're looking at. I mean, you're like, what am I even looking at? What's going on? Well, if any of it's true, they got some strong Freddies, or at least one strong Freddy that should be coming out. They have that Bugs Bunny that's the Artisan Edition. Now, I don't think that was a back hole of Instagram. That was actually on their site, so that was on their app. Is where I found that one. That's a strong exclusive, and I hope that one has a limited number to it. I think that Funko is messing up in a way. I think if Funko would charge a little more and put a 1,000-piece limit on stuff, they would sell that 1,000 a lot faster than
I agree. Yeah, I'm much more for a very limited run than a higher number. And I agree with Yeslo here. I'm not paying $20 for a common pop.
I'm not either.
Not at all.
Well, hold on. I can't say that. I did. I overpaid for one of my first pops that I've ever got. I overpaid for this guy. So I overpaid for Crackshot.
He's not even valued at that right now.
Huh?
I don't even think he's valued there right now.
I paid $30 for him when I bought him. So he's not worth that now, but I overpaid for Crackshot because one, I was really into Fortnite, and that's the character that I play Fortnite with is with Crackshot. So that was just having my character on my thing. Oh yeah, I'm sure that
$7.
Yeah, I know. I way overpaid for him. Way overpaid for him. I knew that when I got him. I was like, yeah, overpaid for that one. But so I can't say that I won't. I'll say that I don't foresee myself doing it unless there's something out there that you're just because I haven't seen him make a Crackshot since. So even that he's just at 7, at the point that he's vaulted.
Yeah. BMX Gamer, what's going on? But then again, I see that, and again, but you know my feelings about Fortnite pops.
Oh yeah,
they completely overdid it with Fortnite pops.
Yeah, no, that's just like the Venom line. That's just they way overdid it, and they're still.
But see, your disgust for the Venom line is like mine for Fortnite. Yeah. For me, Fortnite is my most despised pops I get now in mystery boxes, to be honest. And I'm not shying away from that. I hate getting Fortnite pops, and luckily, I was just telling my wife about this the other day. I've been on a good run lately. I've been on a very good run lately of not getting any Fortnite pops. Although she told me as soon as I said that, watch, I'm going to get a Fortnite pop in the very next mystery box that I open up. But I despise getting them, and I hate that. I just don't like them. There's no value in them. I'm just not into Fortnite that much, and I just don't care for them. So, it is what it is. I'd rather get anything else.
There's some of them out there that look. They have a lot of like really cool pictures, and that.
Well, isn't 35 euro higher than the dollar?
It should be. So the euro should be about 1.5 to 1. So the euro should outprice us by about 1.5 or maybe 1.25. I don't know exactly what the exchange rate at this moment is, but it's normally right at 1.5, 1.25.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you real quick. Sorry, my bad.
You're okay. That's the normal exchange rate is about 1.5 euros, 1.25. The euro overtook the dollar a long time ago, and we just haven't made it back.
Oh, that's pounds. Sorry, Fritter, man. I do apologize. I get my logos.
Us and pounds are tea for tat. I don't think the pound outweighs the dollar by a whole lot. If it outweighs it all.
35 pounds is about $50. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, so it does outweigh the dollar.
Yeah. No. Which one's higher, or is it equal? Is the euro the same as the?
No, they're totally different currencies. So the euro was pulled in by Germany, and China actually almost started to take the euro for a while. They wanted the euro to take over Europe altogether. So at one point they wanted the euro to do away with all the other currencies in Europe so that they would just have one currency. It didn't quite work out that way. There was a few countries that all jumped on board, just like a little triangle there of them that jumped on board. England was not one of them. They've always had the pound. They're always going to keep the pound. They wanted the United States to jump on it. We didn't jump on it. But the euro is always a little bit stronger. But this is what I'm going to say. You play with the banking markets enough, you can make things appear stronger than they actually are. Now I'm going to get off my soapbox of all of that great stuff.
The pound is higher. Hey, thanks.
Yes, the pound is higher. That's all we needed to know.
We went on a weird tangent.
That's right.
Differently there. It's one of those things. If I get a question in my own head, I got to get an answer for it.
Yeah. You know, I'm one of those strange people that want to know the answer to things, even though I shouldn't really care.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
How long do you think it's going to take Funko before they come back to operation? 1.3, so almost 1.25. It fluctuates. That's about right though.
Yeah, that's a hard question. You know, I think there's a lot of factors involved in that, to be honest with you, and I think that nonetheless goes for everything that's going on in the world right now, because there's certain points of things happening, and they could be rushing things. They may not be rushing things to being able to come back. I know that they're saying recently there's been another spike in cases. So I don't know if that's going to fluctuate that, and that's what killed the stock market recently. But you know, as far as them coming back, I think they're going to have to weigh what their best financial concern is. I can't. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what your perspective is on it, but
good enough. I don't really know. I think it'll take them a year before they fully recover. So I think we'll see a year of lots of pre-orders, lots of pushbacks, lots of craziness. And by the time I think this year is up, you'll start seeing a lot. I think you're going to see a different Funko. I think Funko's going to go through a rebuilding process. I don't think they'll go out of business. Look, for anybody who thinks Funko is going to go out of business, they need to look at, and it's funny he said financial channel, they need to look at their finances, right? So when all of this started, Funko is $75 million in debt. When all of this started, they make enough money to pay their debt off in a month. They took $50 million and pushed it over into different banking accounts so that they had $50 million in cash in the event that they needed it. So anybody who can grab $50 million and push it to the side, they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, no.
Now, they're going to go through a rebuilding process, though. I think they're going to see a major rebuilding process.
So I think the biggest thing that if I see them needing to do anything, is let go of some of your licensings.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they need to let go of it. I think they need to get better at their license agreements. So they're paying like 5% more than any other company when it comes to the license agreements. I just think they need to get better at negotiating those agreements.
Yeah.
I think at first it started off with, I'm a new company, I want to come in and license your product. Will you let me come license it? And at first company said, no. You've only been in business a year. You make little plastic toys. What do you mean? No, I'm not going to let you license it. So they came in at a 15% license agreement, whereas most companies are at 10. I think now they need to back up and say, I'm a mega company. I'm going to do it at 10, and you'll either take it at 10 or you won't. And I think that you'll see a lot of changing going on at that point.
Okay, because at this point, you know, Funko's lining up with movie deals and stuff like that. It's almost to the collectible community that's driving the movies almost.
It is.
It's like a big advertisement for the movies.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's definitely an advertisement for the movies, and I think they know that, and I think that's why they wait until their pops drop at the same time the movies too.
Mm-hmm.
But I am out of things to talk about, so.
There's only one item I had left that I had found that hadn't been popped yet, and I was rather surprised because it was such a huge TV series back in the day, maybe because it's been so old and it's been so long. But The Sopranos.
Oh, I didn't know that. They really should come out with one of those. You know, there's a lot of them. I think we could do this all day. What about Godfather? Scarface.
Ooh.
Godfather, Scarface.
The branded. What the hell is his name? The iconic character. Marlon Brando.
Right. God, there's so many of these they could make. Pulp Fiction. I don't think I've ever seen a Pulp Fiction lineup.
No, I think they did Pulp Fiction, but there's certain characters I would like to see in there. Actually, you know what? A lot, and mind you, I don't. I just this off the top of my head. Have they done a what movie was that? I'm thinking right now. I can't think of the name at the moment, but it has like Mr. Pink and Mr. White and Mr. Orange. Reservoir Dogs. Have they had a Reservoir Dog line?
Why do I don't know? See, here's the funny thing about Funko, but I haven't looked these up. But you know, Funko has so many pops out there. You know, because I see the comments where they say they have a Godfather, they have a Scarface. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a Scarface pop. I didn't know there was a Godfather pop. I definitely didn't know there was a Pulp Fiction pop. I wonder what the chase is in Pulp Fiction. I'm not going to say what I think the chase is, but I can only imagine there could be some really funny chases to Pulp Fiction.
Well, I think they only did the 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did, you know, John Travolta's character, Samuel L. Jackson, and what's her name? I can't remember the main female for the movie. I can't remember her name right now.
They could do a ride with Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta in the car together.
Oh, that would be good. That would be something right there.
Oh.
But Shawshank, I mean that could be cool. I mean you get you know Morgan Freeman's character in there, stuff like that. I mean Shawshank's a classic among itself. Great movie, but like I said, I think if you look back and maybe because some of these ones we are talking about, if you look back, a lot of these ones we're talking about, they're trying to go back with some old school ones, like some TV ones, like Teen Wolf, stuff like that. But I think they're going back old because there's also a lot of lines. That I've heard, like Stephen King himself, he's released some licensing for some stuff like The Shining, but there's some that he won't release for. He won't give rights to it. For some reason, he's holding on to them. Also the Wes Craven estate, I believe. Has there been a Freddy Krueger pop?
I don't know if there has or not. I've never seen one. If there has, lots of Michael Myers, lots of.
I've never seen a Freddy Krueger pop. I think that would be cool, but I know that right now the Wes Craven estate is not licensing for movies, for TV, they're not allowing their licensing of the Wes Craven estate to be used for anything, which kind of sucks. So there have been Freddy Kruegers.
Many Freddys apparently.
Now there's Funko Freddy's, of course I know that one.
There's lots of Funko Freddy's.
Okay, so I'm mistaken. Maybe I just haven't looked hard enough. So there are, and mind you, some of this is just coming off the top of my head. I haven't done research on it, but there are lots of Freddy available. But they're going back to Beer Barbarian Jackass pops. I think they're going to have them because I believe they're working on another movie right now with Knoxville. No, I've already read that they're working on another movie. The only thing that's been holding them up from, I think, starting filming is Bam. Because Bam is just, dude's gone out there.
Well, Bam was already like in the money before the whole Jackass thing started. He already had his own career going. And once Jackass hit, I mean, his career hit, he's just stupidly rich. I mean, so unlike the rest of them, he has other income coming in. I mean, he has real income coming in other than Jackass.
But he definitely he went off the crazy train a little bit, and but I think Knoxville, Steve-O's already online to do it. Preston, Weeman, they're all on to do it. The only one that's holding it up is Bam.
Well, you have to remember that what's the other one? There was Bam and then his friend.
Ryan Dunn.
Ryan died.
Oh yeah, and Bam's never been the same since.
Nope.
Ryan died.
Bam and Ryan were always really close. They took their sports cars over to Europe. They were racing down the road. He took his Ferrari, went over a hill, and it never came back down. It went. No.
Actually, he died in Pennsylvania.
Was that Pennsylvania?
Yeah. He left. He was at one of their local bars, and he was leaving with a friend of his. They were drunk, and in his Ferrari, and crashed straight into a tree.
Ferraris.
But see, going back to the whole Jackass thing, what's funny is I've heard of them all being on it, and I'm happy for a guy like Steve-O. where he went off the rocker and he's clean and he looks good, but a Jackass is such a 90s thing, and it's something I grew up with. But at this point, these guys are 50 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, really, are they going to continue to be able to do the same level of stunts that they were doing back when they were 20 and 30?
Speaking of Steve-O is one of the people that I would have liked to have hung out with for like a weekend. And that's it, because I don't know if I could have tolerated him much further than a weekend. So I watched a special on him one time about his crib. Have you ever seen like Steve-O in his crib?
I know he's got his ginormous cat. He's a huge cat person. He's got these cat walls all over the place.
Well, he bought some like stupidly fancy like condominium somewhere. I don't even know where. I can't really remember. The inside of it was just trashed. It's beautiful as far as like other than he couldn't clean up after himself.
Wait, is this now Steve-O or is this?
Yeah. No. This is before. This party in Steve-O. So
is that the one they put the half pipe inside the house?
Yeah. So his neighbor kept calling the cops on him, so he knocked holes in his sheetrock and shoved speakers into the walls so that he could blast the system through the fucking walls.
Yeah. Man, there's some stories of him when he was in his drug days that it's just like, wow, dude.
That was iconic.
I remember seeing an iconic of his house, and he literally built a skateboard ramp in his house.
Retarded. You wanna wrap this up, bud?
Yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end this for this week. We're gonna try to come up with some more ideas for next week and keep on going. As always, we thank you guys very much for coming and joining us. Thank you guys for giving us some information, because we didn't even know that the two channels didn't intermingle. So I'll do some research and try to figure some more of that. But again, thank you guys, because again, without you guys coming on and watching and joining us, we're just two guys staring at cameras and chit chatting. So
I'm not staring at the camera; I stare at you.
But other than that, we thank you guys for coming and subscribing. Definitely check out both of our channels. I do 2 videos a week. I believe Wayne does 3 videos a week. Check them out. Check out Wayne, especially. If you haven't seen already, that ginormous child that he got, it's huge. I was surprised how big it was until I saw the video. So definitely check it out.
Right now, guys, I should be like 50 followers away from hitting the 1,000. I know that I think everybody here, because everybody here is like long followers of both of our channels. Everyone knows that when I hit that 1,000, we're going to set a date in stone, and then we're going to go live. It'll be me and Chris for sure, maybe another channel, and we're just going to do some custom pop giveaways. We'll have a good time. So y'all just keep that in mind, here into the future. I mean, I'll release that date. We'll get it out there.
Yep. And guys, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and always turn on those post notifications so we know when both of us go live. So, guys, thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend, and everyone out there, stay safe.
Till next time, guys. Have a good one.
And as Wayne would like to say, we are
maybe.
Maybe.